Hi and welcome to the Production Calendar series. I'm Brandon with StudioBinder Academy. In this lesson, I'll be covering how to change the display options and set dependencies on the production calendar. Depending on where you're at in your production, you may want to change how the calendar is viewed. Luckily, StudioBinder offers multiple options for changing the display of your production calendar. The first option is to select the view type. To do this, here on the Calendars page, click the View Type drop-down menu here. In the drop-down menu, there are options to view by day, week, month, quarter, or year. Typically, when I'm working on the calendar, I will have it set to the day view so I can see more of an individual event. However, let's say I may be having a meeting with an investor who wants to see the entire timeline. I might choose the quarter or year option to have a fuller view of the entire production. Next up, we have the Display Options menu, which can be found by clicking the gear icon here. In this menu, you can set your working days, so if you're only working weekdays, you can deselect Saturday and Sunday. Below this, you can choose whether your non-working days are grayed out or standard. I typically go with grayed out since this breaks up the calendar and makes it a bit easier to read. This also allows you to see if any of your events are overlapping with your non-working days so they can be adjusted. And below this, you have the option to enable or disable dependencies on the calendar, which I'll be covering in just a moment. And finally, you can use the zoom function to zoom in or out on the calendar to get more or less information on the page. Now going back to dependencies, these are great to visually show that a specific event is dependent on another being completed first. So with the Enable Dependencies option selected here in the display options, I can add a dependency to my calendar. So for example, let's say my scheduling event is dependent on the script being locked so I can make sure all of my locations are accounted for. To add a dependency, when you hover over an event, you'll see a green circle and arrow to the right of the event. Click and hold this and drag your cursor to the left of the dependent event and release, and the dependency is added. If you ever need to hide the dependencies, in case they might be confusing to someone, simply go back to the display options here and click the toggle for Enable Dependencies and they will be hidden. In the next lesson, I'll be covering how to use filters on the production calendar. Be sure to like and subscribe to be notified when new lessons are added. I'm Brandon with StudioBinder Academy. Thank you for watching and we'll see you on the next one.